Hi and welcome to this video. Now in the previous video we learned how to print a line on screen. Now let us print two lines on screen and let's see what challenges we face. So open up an empty file in Atom and give it any name. Now we know how to print a line on screen. So let's just repeat the last program. So firstly, we will import the contents of the file stdio.h by using the preprocessor directive #include. Now we will begin our main function and apply a group of opening and closing curly braces to form a code block for the main function. Now we will write a printf statement and within its parenthesis we will write our line in double inverted commas. So let us just run to confirm that we have done everything rightly. So as you can see, we have successfully printed a line on screen. Now let us try to print another line below this current line on screen. So for that, naturally we will use a printf statement once again. So I will write a printf statement below our first printf statement. So now I have written a second printf statement. It should print a second line on screen. So before we run, I would like to point out that it would not print a second line on screen, rather it will print the sentence unusually. Anyways, let us see the output. So can you notice something? It actually started the quote "work is worship" just after our first quote "practice makes you perfect." So it makes sense, right? We didn't give computer the command to start printing the sentence from the next line. So how can we achieve this? So before knowing that, we need to understand a term called string. So a string is anything written inside double inverted commas. So in our program, currently we have two strings involved. First is "practice makes you perfect" along with the full stop, and second is "work is worship", that too along with the full stop. Now usually the printf function prints exactly the same characters in the string unless it encounters a special character. This special character is backslash. It is known as an escape character. So whenever an escape character, that is backslash, is encountered within a string, the compiler jumps to the next successive character in the string and combines it with the backslash to form a special meaning. This special meaning is called an escape sequence. So let us just apply this and I will explain again in depth. So now in this second printf statement, before our actual sentence, I have written backslash and I have written immediately a small n right after that without any spaces in between. So here backslash is an escape character. So when our compiler will encounter this backslash, it will look forward for another character in the string and combine it with the backslash to form an escape sequence. So here backslash n is an escape sequence. Now when an escape sequence is encountered within a string, it does a special task. Here backslash n means move the cursor to a new line on screen. So now let us run the program again to see the output. So as you can see, our both sentences are written on different lines. So here in the second printf statement, when the escape sequence was encountered, it told the compiler that firstly move the cursor to the next line and then print the sentence work is worship. Now it is not necessary to include the escape sequence in the beginning of the string like in this case. We can write an escape sequence anywhere in the string. So we can also do this and results should be the same. Let us run to check it. So now in this case the logic is slightly different. Now we are telling the compiler that as soon as you finish the first sentence, that is practice makes you perfect, then move the cursor to a new line. So ultimately our both logic gives the same result. Now there are other escape sequences also which you can see on your screen right now. So we have seen the first one which moves the cursor to the next line. Next is \t which applies a tab, that is a group of spaces in the screen. Next is \r which returns the cursor to the beginning of the current line. Next is \\. Now since a single backslash is the escape character, it cannot be printed on the screen directly. In case if you want to print a backslash on screen, then you need to write the escape sequence \\. And same applies to the last escape sequence, which is \. Now since the string starts with a double quote and ends with a double quote, writing a single double quote inside the string will result into abnormal behavior. So we use the escape sequence \. to print a double quote on screen. So these are some commonly used escape sequences. Let us apply some of this in our code. So we already know the Newline escape sequence. Now let us apply a tab instead of Newline. So I have replaced \n with \t now. Now let us see the output. So notice how the two different sentences are separated now by group of spaces. Now since these are English quotes, let us enclose them with double quotes. So now check this code. So I have applied double quotes to the beginning and ending of both strings. Let us see the output. So as you can see, our both quotes are now enclosed within double quotes. Now let us see the summary of this video. So everything written inside two double inverted commas or double quotes is known as a string. Now a backslash is known as an escape character. So when a backslash is encountered within a string, the compiler looks forward for the next character in the string and combines them to form a special meaning. This special meaning is called an escape sequence, which performs special tasks like moving the cursor, printing double quotes, etc. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching it. Meet you in future video.